First in the mornings, originally from the Bayou State of Louisiana.
I say, here at Cajun Roots Reseller, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
You got the dollars? You got the dollars? See the special man on YouTube. He's got it all.
I got an offer. I got the dollars. Let me have it, please. I got the dollars.
I say. This is Johnny's, the place that'll let you have it with no problem.
Let him have it.
Johnny has a sale right now. I say. This is Johnny's place. Let him have it with no problem. See the special man.
Here at Cajun Roots Reseller, you give us the offer.
You got the dollars. You got the offer. Well, let him have it with no problem. Let him have it.
You got it.
I am looking for some jewelry. End of line.
Do you have any credit?
No, I was recently involved in a divorce. End of line. Look, I'm not one of those maybe it's Maybelline gals, okay? I just want to go out on the town with Sheila and accessorize some.
See, special man.
I don't know about you, but this dough girl is going to Johnny's place. Check out Cajun Roots Reseller. Right now. I say. Go see the special man and tell him the dough girl sent you.
Hello, good morning, and welcome on this 4th of July. Hope everybody has a great day and enjoy the day and be careful and be safe. First in the chat today was Little Debbie. Hello, good morning, and welcome in. Robert's in the house. What's up, Robert? Working and lurking. I know what he's working on. Glamours, hello, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Scarlett, hello, hello, good morning and welcome. And Miss Carol, hello, hello, good morning and welcome. Carol, how are you doing? I've been seeing your photos and all the plants and gardening stuff you've been doing in your yard. Looking good. And Uni Magic, hello, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. And Miss Randy, hello, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. And Claudette, hello, hello, good morning and welcome. And yes, happy 4th to each and every one of you. And also, I need to change back this one. Go back into chat. And let's see here. Beth, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good morning. All right, so today I want to just mention a few more things before we get started. As you know, now on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I try to bring on a guest, and we cover different ways of other ways of sourcing. And so today I'm going to have a Glenmore's Closet, and she will be talking more in reference to the thread ups, Goodwill mystery boxes off of Blue Box, as well as even, I didn't know this about Etsy mystery boxes. And then next Tuesday, I have lined up Q&A all about bulk buying of records and vinyl albums and things like that. And then next Thursday will be Ella, Saved Here First, with mystery box pallet buys. And so I'm trying to line up somebody different every Tuesday and Thursday to bring you more ways of sourcing. Also, just to let everybody know, this Sunday I will be on with Mark and Mike at 2 Old Guys Vintage and Resell on their sale this Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as on Tuesday I will be on with the Friends Selling with Friends, and that'll be on Mark and Mike's channel, 2 Old Guys Vintage and Resell, where they rotate with Janice. And this Tuesday will be on with Mark's channel, and I'll be on at 1 o'clock. So with that being said, let's get ready to get started. And I'm going to bring on none other than the special guest for today. And we're going to be talking about all that mystery box stuff. We have also, where it went? Let's see, everybody's saying hello and talking to each other. Dee Dee, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Buying Space, hello, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see y'all. Welcome. And I believe I'm caught up. Angie, hello, good morning and welcome. And Regina, hello, hello, good morning and welcome. And happy 4th of July to each and every one of you. Hope you have a safe day. So let's go ahead and bring on none other than I call her the Posh of Queen of Posh, and that's none other than Glamorous Closet.
The Queen of Posh. This morning I'm the Queen of America. I'm a Glamerican.
So Glamour, what I would like to do is, like I said, I started every Tuesday and Thursday this month because it was by request that we do something like this. So I'm starting it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'm glad I reached out to you because I know you do a lot of mystery boxes, which I was not aware that Etsy has them. So we'll be covering all that today. And before we get started, tell everybody a little bit about how you got started into those type of mystery boxes, but also promote your channel and things that you have going on coming up on your channel.
You bet. Well, I'm the Glamerican today, but normally I'm Glamma from Glamma's Closet. And good morning, everybody that I didn't get to type in the chat too. Good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful 4th so far. I have a brunch every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 a.m. in Hawaii, 4 p.m. in Great Britain. You're just in time for tea. And in Australia, it would be 4 a.m. unless you're in Tanzania, and then it's 2 a.m. So with that being said, now you know when to catch me, and you can catch me on Glamma's Closet. I have also a members auction coming up on July the 18th that I'm really excited about. And we have a full roster now from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Central. And I'm not going to go over the time zones because, my God, that's just overdoing it. You know me, I wouldn't overdo it at all. So, that's what's going on. I do have, I did get started when I was doing reselling about the 6th, 7th month, I guess, that I was doing reselling. I was watching the YouTubes, and I watched a couple of other clothing resellers who did thread up unboxings. One of those was Veronica Mitka too, which is how we ended up making friends and getting to meet each other. But another one of those was Lori Tata, and then there was Hope from I forget what Hope's channel was. It's since then she has stopped her channel, but they were opening up these mystery boxes and they were sourcing online. And the important thing to know is that when I started reselling, we were knee deep in the pandemic, in the very first year of the pandemic, or like a year and a half into the pandemic, I think. So this was a really great option for me. And especially if I knew that I was going to be spending time with my mother, who is older and, has health issues and cannot be exposed. So I would source online. I did a lot of about 50% of my sourcing online. I do more of my sourcing in person now, but I still love to do unboxings. And I have to tell you, it's kind of addictive. It's almost like gambling. It's for me, it's just so fun. And I love sharing that with people. And guess what? I brought a box today that I'm going to unbox right in front of you after we talk about where I source and how we do that.
All right. And so if you have any questions having to do with mystery boxes that are coming from either ThreadUp, Goodwill, Blue Box, or even on Etsy, which we'll cover today, please ask your questions in the chat and I will star them so I know to keep up with those who are asking questions. And so my first question is, what is the pros and cons of doing these type of mystery boxes? And is there any way that you know what you're getting, or is it all complete surprise?
You have a general idea of what you're getting. Like if I do a mystery shoe box, I know it'll be a shoe box. So I know it'll be shoes. That being said, or if I do like a mystery jewelry box, I know it'll be all jewelry. There's nothing else in it. That being said, that's about as far as it goes, as far as being able to predict what's going to be in there. And sometimes you strike gold. I had, if you don't know, Fry boots are super expensive. There's a shoe company called Sidewalk that actually hand makes shoes, and it's very popular with a lot of people at Renaissance fairs, and they start at like $500. And I had a pair of those. I've had Teaks, I've had rare Nikes, I've had all sorts of shoe boxes from different sources. And so sometimes you get absolute gold, and sometimes you get, you just get some bread and butter stuff and you're like, well, I guess I'll sell this. So, yeah.
So when you're doing your choosing, so you kind of know what category you're choosing. Mm-hmm. So do you know if it's a lot of with newer tags, or are you taking that chance when you're buying these boxes?
Some of the places actually have like boxes that are specific to new with tags. But for the most part, no, you don't know until it arrives. It really depends on what you're ordering too, because there are some things where you'll get more new with tags and some things that you'll get less.
Some boxes, it will be brand, but which brands or what is unknown.
Exactly, Randy, you're right.
Hello, Jennifer. Just dropped your link.
Thank you for dropping my link, Jen.
So is there like a certain amount of items that you're going to get in there, or is there like a set amount they tell you how many pieces you're going to get, or is it just in general?
Typically you will know, like when it comes to jewelry, they do it by the pound usually, as opposed to by the piece, because most jewelry, if you're getting a box of it, is measured by the pound. If you do other items like clothing items, shoes, electronics, things like that. And guys, they don't just have soft goods, they have hard goods too. But like here's an example. I just ordered a ThreadUp shoebox and a Goodwill Blue Box shoebox because I wanted to compare the two again. And I do that every couple of months just so I can have both. With the ThreadUp shoebox, I knew it was 15 pairs of shoes when I ordered it. And it's a minimal of 15 pairs, but usually they do 15 exactly. With the Goodwill Blue Box shoebox, they only sell those in like 5 pairs. So if you want more than 5 pairs, you have to order more than one box. And Goodwill Blue Box is as far as their shoebox goes, they're really great about throwing in an extra something.
And Randy says, I have seen some jewelry boxes where there are supposed to be a certain number of pieces, like 15.
With the ThreadUp jewelry box, I think that's true, actually.
And how does, if does somebody have to sign up these websites to be able to go in there, or is it like an auction style? How does someone get involved with that if they're interested in getting into these type of boxes?
Oh, do you mind if I share my screen?
Not at all. And again,
Okay.
we're talking more like ThreadUp, Goodwill, Blue Box, and also
Right.
Etsy. Hello, Andrew. Good morning. Hello, and welcome.
Hi,
If you have any
Andrew.
questions about anything that we're talking about today when it comes to these mystery boxes and different websites, please feel free to ask away in the chat. So yeah, go ahead and share your screen.
Okay. Is it sharing?
There you go. It's
Oh,
up.
yeah, it sure is. Okay. Here's the ThreadUp website, and you can literally anybody, you don't have to join anything, you don't have to do any of that. You can just pull up the ThreadUp website, and then you go over to the red thing that says sales and rescues. And so I click on that, and then they have the rescues, not the sale. You don't want sale, you want rescue. And then you click on browse discount boxes. And that is how, 4th of July sale for discount boxes. Hey. Okay, so that is how you find out. And you just pull them up and just click on them and order them. And this is the shoebox that I ordered that I'm expecting to come in the mail. Some of these are out of stock. And the trick with ThreadUp is that they don't let you know when they're going to be back in stock. You just have to kind of stalk the website until you find it. Now I'm going to switch over to Blue Box. And here's Blue Box. Now, people think that you only can order Blue Box every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central.
Okay, we may have to refresh in your share screen because it's still on the ThreadUp.
Sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, still showing ThreadUp.
Oh, okay. Here, we'll exit.
There you go. I don't know why it does that.
Share screen Blue Box. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, so if you on this one, you don't have to be a member on this one either, and you don't have to have like an account or anything. You can go in on as a guest. So this is just if you Google Goodwill Blue Box, it'll pull up this site, and you can shop the pallets, you can shop the boxes. I shop the boxes, and it says inventory restock for curated boxes every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then it gives you a countdown to that. So at 5 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock Eastern, every Friday they refresh, and you can get some of the boxes that sell out very fast. But some of those, like, see how this has premium brands, apparel box new. You know that those are going to be new with tags. From $79.99, and then you click on that and it'll show you how to order it. So some of these are sold out, check back next Friday. Like the jewelry boxes sell out almost immediately. There are some things that just sell out really fast. Infant clothing box, they've still got it available. And the plush box, they've still got that available. Lego boxes sell out almost immediately. The shoe box is what I got. So it really just depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for something that is hard to find, if you're looking for something that has high demand, then you have to wait until the Friday at 5 for the blue boxes to drop, and then you better snatch one up before they sell out, because they sell out almost immediately.
And said you do have to sign up to get notifications like American Thrift, but they have boxes available as it's first come, first serve.
Yeah, I've purchased from American Thrift, and I gotta be honest, I've purchased 2 boxes from them, and both boxes were, for me, for my purposes, and I don't know what it is for anybody else. I don't want to speak to anybody else's experience, but for my purposes, they were just disappointing. They were what I wanted at all. And I was just disappointed with the quality of the items. So I don't order from American Thrift. I've heard other people talk about it, and it really just depends on what you're looking for. So I don't do that. With ThreadUp, you can't sign up for notifications, and for Goodwill Blue Box, you can sign up for notifications, but it's still going to be Friday at 5. So as long as you know Friday at 5, you don't really need a notification.
Right.
But thank you for pointing that out, Randy.
Okay. Also, on the pictures that you were showing just now, you had like some kids' clothing and some clothing. The pictures that they're showing, is that what you're getting in that box, or is it just a general picture that they show you?
It's a general picture to describe, so you can get an overall arching view of what you might get. So they're just kind of displaying some of the items that they have sent in boxes previously, but that's not, you're not getting what's in the picture, that's for sure.
Okay.
There are other ways of sourcing mystery boxes. For example, Poshmark, if you type mystery box into Poshmark, if you type mystery box into, that was my experience too. And again, I can't talk to about anybody else's experience besides mine and now Ella's and Randy's. So Poshmark has mystery boxes. Some of the resellers will do those. eBay will sometimes sell mystery boxes. They'll do those. Etsy does mystery boxes, and the only one of those mystery boxes that I've had any true success with was Etsy, and that was because I bought a mystery jewelry box on Etsy. I buy from Unicorn Gems. I like their mixed jewelry boxes. They're the ones that I had good luck with.
All right, so Unimagic has a question. After you have bought a mystery box, do you then assemble and sell mystery boxes too?
No, I don't have it's not that you can't, but I just don't like selling somebody a mystery and then what if they're disappointed? I hate having a sale where somebody's disappointed. So now I'll do lots. So if I have like a mystery box that has like 4 or 5 things that are kind of medium in price and maybe they're, a $5, $10 value, but it's just not my cup of tea or something, then, sometimes I'll go on an auction. I'll be like, okay, here's a lot. And I'll do like a lot of 5 or 10 items that I've gotten from like different ThredUp boxes and stuff like that. But everybody's always seeing what they do. So no, I don't do mystery boxes in return. I just feel like the mystery on one end is stressful enough. I'm not going to do it on both ends.
Right.
Hey, Sonia.
Good morning, Sonia. Welcome. How did you hear about the channel? And thank you for joining us. I think I've seen you in someone else's chat before, and thank you for joining us. It's always great to see new people in the chat.
Yeah, the difference is I am showing them as a lot and not a mystery. I don't typically do mysteries unless it's jewelry jars. And even then, I show, you get to see all sides of the jewelry jar.
Michael, hello, good morning, and welcome. There are groups of sellers who create their own subscriptions. Okay.
Kristen D then has her own mystery boxes. That's cool. And if you've got the confidence to do that, absolutely. I just don't, it's just not my thing. That's all. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Sonia. Nice to see you back. Welcome. I think the lots are better. Mystery stuff can be so hit and miss. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And I enjoy gambling, so it doesn't bother me as far as getting them. Sometimes you gamble and you lose. That happens.
Yeah. And for me, when I do mystery boxes or mystery bags of jewelry, I always make sure to put name pieces in there. I try to put at least 1 or 2 silver pieces in there, and then a lot of brand new pieces. That way it's always sellable. So that way I'm guaranteeing at least they double their money. But that's just me, but I only do like 1 or 2, no more than 4 a month, depending on how many auctions I'm on a month. But everybody knows what they're getting from me. It's going to be good quality. They're going to be able to resell it, but I have that repetition now because of that. I've done it so many times. But you have to be careful with that because when you're selling things as mysteries, you can lose customers that way. So you got to be careful with it. Yeah.
The only really thing that I will do would be like, mystery jewelry jars. But again, I'm like Johnny. I make sure that you have at least 2 or 3 name brand, really, good name brand stuff. And I make sure that there is always, something has something good in there. Yeah, I don't put craft jewelry. I do a separate pile for craft jewelry because there's no need to.
And also, I'm always showing, one of the tips that I do too is I show some of the pieces in the bag.
Yes.
You're going to see some of them, but some of it is still kept as a mystery. Because then they do an unboxing and they get to see their reactions on camera of when they are opening these boxes.
Yes.
And they get a lot of good feedback on that. Sailor Stacker, thank you for being a member for 21 months. How are you doing? Good morning, hello, and welcome. Right. Then there is a group who send a mystery box out to each other at holidays. I've seen that done before too.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been part of one of those friend groups where, we send each other mystery boxes now it's you really should, by the way, if you have that much jewelry, absolutely do lots.
Definitely.
But yeah, I've had the Christmas exchange. It's a little bit different with other resellers because they manage their expectations and you kind of, everybody knows that, you're sourcing these as inexpensively as possible, and it's more for fun than anything else. So, it's more of a fun box than a hardcore mystery box. Yeah.
All right. So for those who have not done mystery boxes on either platforms, please go ahead and ask your questions if you're interested and you have never done this before, especially if you have those questions. Only because of the fact that I know I've watched many of Glenmo's videos where she even does unboxings of these mystery boxes, so to say. And I'm still intrigued about the one with Etsy. So we're going to go ahead and get into now you talking more about the mystery boxes themselves compared to each platform you do sell, you buy them on. And talk a little bit more about Etsy, because I've never heard of this until you talked about this in reference to you buying mystery boxes off of Etsy.
Yeah, I can actually, let me pull up Etsy really quickly. Of all the things, I forgot to pull up Etsy. Let me pull up Etsy and then I'll share my screen. And you can watch me actually live order from my favorite seller.
And so the next question is, how do you find out who is selling these? And is there like any particular person you stay with, or do you try new people? I didn't need that's why I'm asking her to be on here today, for that reason. It was new to me.
With Etsy, I always do unicorn gems.
I know her.
If I'm doing a mystery box. Let's see.
I didn't realize she did mystery boxes.
You know her?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and I have been buying them since the get.
And like I said, I never knew she did that.
So I do unicorn gems. And can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's just waiting for it to come up. There you go.
Okay. So there's unicorn gems. No.
That's all the different, yeah.
Etsy seller.
You gotta look up user.
Seller.
Go on to your saved. Do you have her saved in your saved link?
I thought I did.
Go under your hearts up there.
No.
Under the heart.
Hold on. Purchases. Let me go to purchases because I've had
yeah, usually you can find them under your heart. The little heart at the top next to the gift box. All right, we're gonna have to refresh your share screen. You have to refresh it. So exit and come back on. It just does that for some reason. So you have to stop sharing and then reshare. It always does.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, especially when you change like that. I don't know why it does that. It needs.
Let me get on their page really quickly. Okay, come on.
Right, it's not Etsy. It just happened to be on Etsy through sellers. That's correct.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to dox myself, so we're not going to purchase it on there. But yeah. Okay. Oh, nope.
Well, good morning, hello, and welcome to Veranda Files. Hello, good morning, and welcome for the first time. We do this Monday through Friday, every Tuesday and Thursday. I try to have a different guest on to talk about different ways we source. And John Bama Pickin, hello, good morning, and welcome. And how are you doing? Good to see you. Now she's got her shared screen. You ready for me to share it? Deborah, hello, good morning, and welcome. I'm sorry, you ready? Okay.
Okay, so this is Unicorn Gems. I like their mystery box. They have a 4-pound wearable mystery box, but they also have, let's see. They also have, It's .McKay. They also have other types of boxes. They have a 2-pound. They have a 16-pound craft jewelry lot. They have 11-pound wearable. They have 20-pound wearable bracelet lots. So Unicorn Gems has all different types of mystery boxes. I really enjoy the 2-pound and the 4-pound. So those are usually what I order. And then again, you just have to be a buyer on Etsy, and Etsy's like eBay. Pretty much anybody can go on and purchase. You don't actually have to have a history with them or anything. I'm not going to go ahead and order it today because I do have resellers too. There are some resellers that I will purchase mystery lots from because I know I can trust them. Johnny is one of them, one of my favorites. Yeah, if you search Etsy for mystery jewelry box, they have so many different sellers for that. I just like Unicorn Gems because I've ordered from them for a while and they've always had good service and good shipping and good items. But there's also Johnny, Michael and Mark with Two Old Guys Vintage. They'll do jewelry lots, but they usually show you what they are before they send it. I do mystery jewelry bags whenever I do auctions. Deborah's probably done a few. I would imagine Timeless Jewels by Deborah. I'd be surprised if she hadn't. Although Deborah usually gets like a lot of the higher end stuff, like the 925 silver and all of that. Yeah. So it's possible that she hasn't because she may not be purchasing like the costume jewelry. We'll have to ask Deborah about that. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I like Unicorn Gems. Collect with Kelly too. I purchased a really large jewelry lot from him, a mystery jewelry box. He sources so much good jewelry, just great costume jewelry.
Yeah. All right. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask away in the chat. Deborah says, I do them a lot on Etsy and other sites.
Deborah, is she allowed to drop her link for that? Because your mystery jewelry boxes, I would love to source one of those. I would love to check that out.
Definitely.
Please drop your link so that we can check them out. Because I like jewelry boxes and I'm always, happy to check them out. So does anybody want to see a Goodwill blue box being opened? Because I have one under the table.
This will give you an idea, but you have this one from which website on this one?
This one is from the Goodwill blue box, and it's a 5-pair of shoe box. And sometimes they usually will throw in an extra pair of shoes or a belt or something like that too, just for funsies, which I love. They don't have to because what I bought was 5 and what they guaranteed was 5. But there's a difference between the thread up shoe box and the Goodwill blue box. So before I open that, with the thread up shoe box, the one that I purchased, they're usually their minimum is 10 pairs. I purchased the 15 pairs. I paid a total of $93.79 for 15 pairs. So it was $80 plus $9.99 to ship plus $3.80 tax. But with thredUP, you usually get dress shoes, boots, sandals, flats, and then you get the occasional athletic shoe too. With the Goodwill blue box shoe box, you get 5 pairs at $36.99 was the total because $29.99 was the box for 5 pairs, and then $7 to ship, and they don't have tax. And then with the Goodwill blue box, it's almost always athletic shoes, or at least 90% athletic shoes, and it'll have like maybe 1 pair of flats or heels or something in it.
I got a lot from someone with from Deborah, like $10, and then there was $300 worth of unsigned necklaces. Wow.
And that's the value of buying from other resellers that is that typically we are, we like to put our best foot forward, and because we know you, we want to give you something, that's really special. So yeah.
Thrift shoe boxes is up and 25% off today.
Yes, honey.
Hello, Jamie. Welcome. I've gotten mystery boxes from Picky Nicky, Johnny. Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and show this particular unboxing that she's going to do today to show you a mystery box if she hasn't opened yet. And usually she does these unboxings on her channel.
They usually send like these giant oversized. I'm like, this is an awfully big box for 5 pairs of shoes.
Wow.
I know, right? So we're gonna open it, and this is just from the good folks at Goodwill. I know we're resellers. We kind of hate them too. It's a love-hate thing. I mean, they're smart in that they did. I guess it's a smart marketing tool, but it's also oy vey. Like, I'm used to finding, catching them slipping. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the flats. These are Lucky Brand flats. And they are, what size are these? 6.5. 6.5 is always the death knoll for me. But they are leather flats. They are definitely leather, and they're Lucky Brand. Not in great condition, so those might get donated. Oh, okay, this is cute. Where is it? Oh, I see another thing that I like. Okay, these are Michael Kors. So I like that. And then let's see if we can find a size on these. These are Michael Kors boots. It's still got the Goodwill tag on it. And they've got the MK logo on the side, and they're rain boots, so that's actually perfect for fall. They look like they're in good condition. I'm not seeing any issues on them, other than the fact that I cannot figure out what size they are. So if the size isn't printed, that's a problem. I'll have to size them. But these are actually a nice little pair of rain boots. Michael Kors, size 7. There we go. And the tread, you can see the tread's in good condition, and they're pretty clean. So that's a good score. Those I would.
When you buy these type of boxes with the shoes, are they always clean, or do you always get some that are dirty?
No, sometimes you get something that is dirty. Exhibit A. They have a tiny little pair of Vans shoes, and look how gross these are. They're a tiny little pair of kids' Vans shoes, and kids' shoes, it's fine if they're gross. You can just wash them. They're a toddler size 7, so I've got some toddler Vans. And sometimes you will get kids' shoes in the box. The kids' shoes are pretty easy to resell, though, and you can always be like, listen, they're playwear, and most parents understand if you price them cheap enough. These are a size 8 universal thread slides. So these are Target sandals. So nothing major, but they are a size 8, which is a really desirable size. So I'm not mad at them. Oh, dang it. Well, this is.
It looks like you already had 5 pairs.
Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs. This is number 5, and I still have 1, 2, 3 more pairs. So when I say that they do extra, they do extra. They don't always do extra. I never count on extra because that's a surefire way to get disappointed. But yeah, these are a size 8. They're DVs. And they're a simple flat sandal, but they've got some schmeg on here, and I may or may not be able to get that off. Because of the brand, I'll give it a try. I have some ink remover spray. But if it doesn't work, then I'll just donate those. Is this what I think this is? Oh my God, I am clutching my pearls. Y'all, anybody recognize this logo?
Louis Vuitton. Wow.
I have a pair of Louis Vuitton in here. I've never gotten that from the Goodwill. Oh my God. Y'all are lucky for me. And they're nice sized. Ooh, I might be able to wear these. They're a size 39. So that would, sometimes that means it's a size 9. Sometimes it means
Randy says those are vintage.
Oh, they fit me, y'all, and they are low heels. I don't think these are getting sold until after I've had a chance to take them out on the table. I am literally like putting them on right now, going, "Oh yeah, oh they're so cute," and they're in good condition, guys. They're not.
That is gorgeous. Well, hello, Unique for the Creek. Good morning.
Oh, Lord, look, the heels are in good condition.
Look
the heel taps are in good condition. The soles are, I mean, they're a little worn, but they're Louis Vuittons.
This girl is excited.
Yeah, they just need a wipe down. I'm so sorry. I'm so good. No, it doesn't feel any different. I honestly, if I had my choice, Randy, I'd just keep my house shoes on. I'll be honest. My house shoes are a lot more comfortable.
And now, mind you, she is opening this up for the first time here on the show.
Yeah, I've never opened these before. Now, these are adorable. Look at these little baby Vans. So there's another little pair of baby Vans.
Deborah says also you can take a mirror. Let me get to her comment.
Uh-huh.
Let me get to it. Hold on. The chat's going by. You can use a dental mirror to check under the toes to check the size as well.
Deborah, that's genius. I need to do that. You're so
I have one of those too. I love using them.
Smart. That's very smart. Yeah, these little Vans are adorable. These are so super cute. And these are actually these are pretty clean.
Oh, those are cool with a checkerboard.
Yeah, they've got like a little bit of a scruff on them, around that, like scuffs, like a kid would have played in them. But the soles are clean. You can tell that they haven't been used a whole lot. So these are definitely.
Randy had a question because one of the shoes had a Goodwill sticker on it. Does that mean that ThredUp buys from Goodwill?
More likely it would be that the ThredUp donates to the Goodwill.
Michael says that's all you need now is one of those old school metal sizers that you used to see all over the shoe stores in the 70s and 80s that had the sliders.
I know this. I know exactly what you mean.
Yes, that is a great score.
I think
it's had more than 5 pairs of shoes at that.
Yeah, I don't think
ThredUp Louis Vuitton feel any different on your feet than any other shoes.
Not really. I wish I could say, "Ooh, I can feel the luxury," but here's luxury to me now. Memory foam. Memory foam is my new luxury. There's an LV squirrel that just ran by. I know, right? And then these are men's loafers. They're like a boot loafer.
Oh wow!
They're men's short boots, I should say. But they are Cole Haans. So this was $37 for one.
Did you say which size those Louis Vuittons were?
Huh?
Did you say which size?
Yeah, they're my size. They're size 39. And that is my size. Now this also might be though. It also might be Rent the Runway.
Oh, okay.
And it might be a real tag. But I would say that Goodwill. It's possible that Goodwill had something donated, or that some of these places donate things to the Goodwill. But I don't think the Goodwill. I don't think they're sourcing from the Goodwill. Because ThredUp has, they source from their customers.
Yeah, Mark says that all the storage auction buyers' women's slip-on shoes always end up in a donation box. And Deborah says it also works great for ring sizes as well.
Yeah, with this, if I sold these, it would totally cover. This would probably cover the box times 10. I mean, it's crazy how good these are.
John says, "LOL, my size."
Yeah, and the Cole Haans are. What are the Cole Haans? They're I don't know. I think it says 10G, but I don't know what the G stands for. Or 1D IDG, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Oh, well, it's over here on the side. 10 medium. Yeah, the Cool Hans are 10 medium, and this is leather. This is good leather. And then the little baby Vans. So the question is, was it a good value for me? Yeah. Yes.
So was that the blue box, Goodwill blue box, or was that the one from ThreadUp?
This was the Goodwill blue box with the 5 pairs of shoes that turned into 8 pairs of shoes and included some Louis Vuittons and Cole Haans and Vans. So some of these are going to get donated. Some of them are there's like 2 pair that are going to get donated. I'm listing the rest. With the Louis Vuitton shoes, I'll probably wear them a couple times and then list them. Just for fun.
Mike, what we're doing is every Tuesday and Thursday now, we're having a guest come on and we talk about different ways of sourcing. And today happens to be about mystery boxes from the Goodwill Blue Box, ThreadUp, and also off of Etsy. And that's what we're talking about today.
And now I do want to caution you that this is not getting a pair of Louis Vuitton slides is way not typical. And normally, and I think they're doing that because they didn't include as many athletic shoes. Most of what the Goodwill sells in their shoe boxes, most of what you get are like Nikes and stuff like that. I had a pair of Air Jordans in one of my boxes. And remember, I paid $40 for this box. And let me go ahead and share my screen. You can see what I've got it pulled up. You can see what they sold for. There was a Nike Air Jordan size 13, and that had like 5 pairs of Nike, 5 or 6 pairs of Nikes plus a belt in that box. And that, again, that was $37. I sold the Nike Air Jordans for $100, and my profit was $80. So, can you see that on the screen? Yeah, it's
Yep.
Okay. So it was still a good value for me, but I think that's why they sent the Louis Vuittons and the Michael Kors and the Cole Haans is because they probably ran out of athletic shoes. Because usually when you get these, there aren't as many dress shoes. You get like 5 pairs of Nikes and, usually a little. So that was very atypical for that box, but you guys are good luck for me. Yay.
Good morning, Stephen. Good morning. Hello and welcome. So if you have any questions having to do with unboxings like this or mystery boxes, let us know in the chat by asking those questions.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to do every Tuesday and Thursday is bring on new people with different ways of sourcing. And so on a typical, like for example, when you're doing the ThreadUp, are you also doing the same thing where you can purchase like the shoes or a box of clothing and you can choose whatever you want on those as well?
With ThreadUp, it's a mystery box. So with ThreadUp, I usually go with. I do love ThreadUp's shoe box. I've gotten their jewelry box, and I had an okay. It was okay. It wasn't bad. Mm-hmm. I made money on it, but it wasn't like woohoo. I did have
7-Eleven. What? Come 7-Eleven needs a new pair of shoes.
Come on, 7-Eleven. Glamour needs. That's what I say at the casino, Randy. I think, yeah, great minds think alike. You're reading my mind.
So a typical box, do you usually tend to make your money and then some, and then you just donate what you don't think would sell?
Pretty much, yeah. And it depends on what you order, because sometimes you'll order a box and everything in that box is crap. And your average cost of goods does not outweigh, you're just not going to, you will make your money back, but that's not what we're in business for.
Right.
Making my money back is not why I bought the box.
Correct.
But again, it's if you have that gambling spirit and that gambling urge, you never know what you're going to get. So you could end up with a pair of, busted Luckies. You could end up with a pair of, stained universal threads. or you could end up with a pair of Louis Vuitton slides. So you never know what you're going to get.
These are mystery boxes off of ThreadUp, Goodwill Mystery Box, Blue Box, and off of Etsy. Next Thursday, we will be talking about mystery boxes pallet buying. Next Thursday. That'll be our topic for next Thursday.
I've never bought a pallet. I don't have that kind of space, and frankly, I don't want to source that much at one time. I just mentally cannot. I don't think I would be able to handle a pallet. I'd be like in the middle of the pallet just crying.
Good morning, Ryan.
That's
so my next question is, when you're doing the difference between ThreadUp, Goodwill, and Etsy, if I'm not mistaken, from what it looked like on Etsy, it's always available, but on the other two, you have to kind of wait till Friday, or if there's anything available during the week, it tells you if it's out of stock, and you have to wait till when they replenish it on a Friday.
With Goodwill Blue Box, yes, they if it's out of stock, you have to wait till Friday. ThreadUp mystery boxes are a little bit trickier because they don't have a set time when they restock. So you just have to catch them, like sometimes on a Tuesday morning, sometimes on a Wednesday morning. So you really you kind of just got to catch them when they're going. Like I'll reach out to somebody if I'm looking to shop for one that week or like a fun box or something, I'll reach out and go, hey, if anybody sees any fun boxes available, can you let me know?
Oh, that's a good question. Ryan wants to know, how do you ensure authentic shoes?
There are two ways. The first is the most obvious. Would be to learn about the shoe, learn about the history of the fashion house, learn what to look for as far as like real and not real. It helps if you've owned the brand before you begin to get a feel for like their leather and stuff. I could tell you a Coach blindfolded. I'm not even joking. So it's to educate yourself. And you go online and you do all the research. You have to go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole. There are some knockoffs that are so good that you'll never know. And as a matter of fact, they actually have knockoffs that have fooled authenticators. So like with this one, I would probably reach out to a friend to authenticate. And they have several authentication services online. And if a tag says Louis Vuitton, it's probably not. They have several authentication services online. It's usually, if you have something that you're selling for a fairly high price, it's always in your best interest to send it into one of those. And there are some even that like I will take pictures and send them in, and it costs me about $20 to get them authenticated. But those are the things that I'm selling for like $500 or more, so.
And when now too, though, on all platforms, they are now having some type of authenticated services that you can send into them, like if it's sold. Then you can send it to them, and once it's authenticated, then they will send it to the customer for you with that certificate saying it's authenticated. And if it's not, I believe they return it to you, or they let you know it's a fake.
Yeah, Poshmark has that for sure. eBay does shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, you can always sell them on the RealReal. The problem that I have with sending it into the RealReal to get authenticated is that I don't feel like their payouts that great. I feel like I'm losing money on those things.
But again, if you know it's real, or you have that gut feeling it is,
yeah,
and you've done your research, it is a true guarantee that if you do send it into the authenticated services that are provided for us on these reselling platforms, and it is real, they will then send that to your customer, letting them know it is real with a certificate saying that it has been authenticated. So that kind of helps you in that sale, especially if it's, I think in some platforms, it's either 200, 250, or 300 or more. You can use that services, and it is there is a little cost for it, but then that comes out of your sale. But that does not come out until after it's been authenticated and they send it to your customer. So they know you have that good mind saying, okay, it is real. So yeah, and it's something you can think about, in the 60s, my aunt's kids wondered, eyes on. Clearance removal. Another thing she mentioned, Randy mentioned up here too, is reference to beware of glued labels.
You always have to
do tell. Yeah. Can't spend.
Yeah. Well, and there are, definitely higher dollars if you can prove it to the customer for sure.
Yeah. Well, that gives them a peace of mind too, knowing that they're getting it authenticated.
Yeah. These I would probably sell these for fairly high, just so that I could get them authenticated. And frankly, I mean, like an LV wallet that's like this big sells for like $300-400. So I feel bad about that.
And you got to be careful with those. Yeah. So I also drop the link in the chat, all for Jennifer's information, and also the link to come on up. If you would like to come up and join us on your promoting your channel as well, or join us in the conversation of the topic for the day, you're more than welcome to. That link is at the top. Please do not click on the 3 dots. Just click on the box itself. The link will show, and then you can click on there to come on up. You do need to make sure your camera is on and your mic is on so I can verify that it is you before I let you up on the screen. Good morning, Mia.
Hello, Mia, my love.
How are you doing? So this is what I try to do. I'm going to start doing every Tuesday and Thursday. We started this month. So next Monday will be Dawn and Mary, where we talk about buying a bulk vinyl records, because Dawn and Mary are a pro at that one.
Yes.
Of next week, we will have Ella, Safety of First, where we'll be talking about her mystery box pallet buying that she does.
She's she's the queen of pallets. Yeah, she got that.
So if you know of anybody who has certain categories and you would like to see them on, let me know, and I'll be glad to reach out to them. I am booked right now for next week and the following week. So we're going to have a good variety of shows coming up, and I'm trying to build it up for the rest of the month. So if you know of anybody, reach out to me, and I'm trying to reach out to others. I do have a list of things, different topics that I would like to bring up, and do that every Tuesday and Thursday. Question: you ever sold Golden Goose? I have a pair. Need to get them checked out. Golden Goose.
I've never sold Golden Goose. I've never sourced Golden Goose. I wasn't aware that it was a thing. I'll be honest. This is how I learn things, Swampy. So this is good information. With Golden Goose, I would imagine, my guess is, are they like the same company as like Canada Goose, and they're just making like shoes?
Or is it a children's brand?
Huh?
I'm wondering if it's a children's brand.
It could be. Could be.
I've never heard of that brand before.
Yeah, Canada Goose is like a big, like, that's money.
Let me see, Golden.
You've sold some Golden Goose. It's a high-end brand. I had no idea. I'm writing this down on my BOLO list now. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, they are a higher brand. We're talking about in the hundreds.
Oh.
For new, and almost 100 for even used. I've never heard of that brand. Wow.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're owned by the same people as Canada Goose, because like a Canada Goose down jacket is crazy.
There's over 9,300 listings on eBay.
Wow.
For that brand. Let me see what they're selling for, though.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord Jesus. You better check into that one, Glenn. One sold for with a star on the side for $399.
Nice.
A slip-on sandal sold for at least $130. A gold star sold for $450. Wow. Yeah, Glenn, I'll be looking at that one too.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of that brand.
This is when my oldest glam baby was brand new.
Oh, look how cute.
I know. That's her little mug.
Yeah.
That was my Christmas present her first year. I totally took that.
You're talking back and forth. I have sold Golden Goose high and in brands. I did not never heard of it.
Were you high when you sold them, or they are a high end? I'm joking.
The brand's known.
Don't answer that question. We don't want to.
Plead the fifth. Good morning, Renee. How are you doing? Good to see you.
Good morning, Renee.
I have sold Canada Goose before.
Woo, Bama.
My
That
bid
is a
money is 600
nice.
plus. Yeah, I'm seeing the
Yeah.
prices on here. It's amazing on what they're selling for.
That's
I've
why I
never
was
heard of it
wondering if they
before.
were the same, if they're both high-end luxury brands and they're both like, you know what I mean, like Canada Goose, and I wonder if they're a division
Double
of them.
says she sold them on the real for good money.
Mhm.
Renee says amazing Canada Goose.
It really is. If you can
My
find a
son has-
Canada Goose, woo, doggy.
My
Better
son has
get
an
some.
800 jacket, goose feather.
You don't even
down.
trade.
Wow. Let's see.
Yeah.
Amazing products. They tend to edit videos when I'm high. Yes, indeed, Mark. I have a pair. They look too clean. They are fake. Bottoms are stained looking. Really?
Interesting.
Yeah, these pictures I'm seeing is amazing. On to me, they look like some of it dirty, and they're still selling for good money.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, that's some interesting sales.
You just
500,
never
600.
know. Yeah.
Never heard of that brand before. You're not. I'm not even gonna highlight that. I found the Canadian Goose jacket in the storage lock I bought with you. Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, what's this? She was just talking about her jacket right here. Our son has an 800 jacket, goose feathers. I remember back in the day with the goose feather pillows. That's all my grandmother used.
Yeah.
It was big back in the day. So yeah, it's amazing. You just never know what type of shoes or what kind of brand of things sell. So I'm assuming you would probably get those authenticated as well. Would probably be my best bet if you're selling them for that much.
Yeah.
That way you know you're not gonna get ripped off. That would be my worry if I was to sell something or find something that high in stuff.
Mhm.
Is making sure you don't get ripped off, where a buyer will say, well, they got something different and you get a different pair back, you know.
Yeah.
That's just stuff you got to look out for, you know, be careful with.
That's the type of thing that I would videotape myself packing.
Yep. I've done that before. You have that gut feeling, and I pack it, and I'm glad I did, because then I had to send that video into eBay showing that this is what I sent and this is what they're trying to send back.
Yes.
And it worked in my favor for that reason. It's just something I always do, especially when you have that gut feeling. If you have a gut feeling, film it. Is my my point on that one. You're quiet. Andrew's quiet. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask away in the chat. And if you would like to come on up, the link is at the top of the chat. And before we go ahead and end the show today, Glamos, give us a few tips on how to look at, or whenever somebody's thinking about buying these type of boxes, whether it be on your ThreadUp, a Goodwill Blue Box, or even through Etsy. Give us a few tips on what you would recommend if somebody's never done it before and want to do it. We have a question coming in. A question: is anyone having live sales on July the 4th? Would recommend having a pop-up sale. Girl, check out the calendar. There's a list of people having shows today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ella's having a big one too. So yeah, definitely check it out. So go ahead and give those the tips in case if somebody's thinking about it and hasn't done it before. Before they take that plunge, give us a few tips on what they should do, what they should look for when purchasing any type of mystery boxes like that.
My first tip would be, for your very first mystery box, I would definitely start with the smaller ones. You don't want to invest a great deal of money only to find out that maybe it's got value, but it doesn't have value for you. So I would say, like with the Goodwill Blue Box shoebox, the 5 pairs is a good, for your first mystery box out. I would definitely start with the smaller boxes. And the less expensive boxes, like a 1 pound jewelry box instead of like a 4 pound or something like that. For sourcing for mystery boxes, always keep in mind 2 things. Number 1, it could be awful. You have to be prepared for that. And number 2, it could be fantastic and over the moon and 10 times better than what you thought. So you never know what you're going to get. It truly is a gamble. And there's anybody who, if you see somebody's video, if you watch somebody's video and they have a really good experience, or like today, I had a Louis Vuitton experience, honey. I can tell you this, that's not typical. I can't I can't stress this enough that sometimes you'll get something so fantastic and you're just thrilled and giggles. And sometimes you'll get something a box that's so awful. You're like, good Lord, did they even think before they, did they just go out to the homeless shelter and source this? So it really just kind of depends. It is a gamble, but for me, it's a good gamble because I'm still gonna. Here's the thing, I'm a grandma that gambles, so I'm still gonna spend $80 on bingo or at the casino or something. And this is the same as that, except I have a chance to actually make my money back and triple, double, or do whatever with it. There's a chance of that. So I'm never mad about a mystery box. I wouldn't source one unless you're sourcing like, unless you absolutely can't get out. But I can tell you too that if you live in a rural area and it's hard to source, you've got maybe one Goodwill or one thrift store in your town, and you're looking for like designer items or stuff like that, is a great way to get that type of stuff without having to drive 3 hours to a large, city. So there is that.
You do have a question in the chat. Do you have to usually really clean these shoes when you get them?
I insist on doing so. Yes. Any shoes that I get, I have a spray that I bought on Amazon, and I actually spray them with it, even the designer ones. I spray the insides of the shoe. I give them 2 pumps, like it says on the bottle, to disinfect the shoes. So I disinfect them first, let them sit for 24 hours for the disinfectant fully work. And then depending on the shoe like this, I would wipe it down with almost a dry, damp cloth. Because if I ruin the leather, I lost the shoe. This one, yeah. I'd probably dunk it I'd dunk it in some water and scrub the outside of it. With these little athletic shoes, I can just, they're kids' shoes and they're Vans. I can throw those in the wash. And if I'm going to donate it, usually I'll spray them, but I don't. That's about as far as that goes. I just donate them.
So one of the things people want to point out, she did this unboxing on the show today. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean you're always going to get a pair of Louis Vuittons or some
God no,
Gucci or Coach or anything like that. This has just happened to be a box that she just opened for the first time.
This is
just so happened she had Louis Vuittons in it.
Johnny, you are the best luck ever.
And so it does not always happen that way. But again, that is a chance you're taking when it comes to that. So is there any way you can share the link from Etsy that you use for the mystery boxes for jewelry? And also, I have the link for you for Deborah from Etsy. Deborah did put her link in the chat, and I do have it open to give to you after the show, or I can put it in the StreamYard private chat for you after our show's over. I do have it open for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me check and see my purchases.
And the disinfectants really eliminate fungus spores in the shoes.
The one that I got said it eliminates everything. MRSA, everything. Yeah.
And for me, this is just me. Everybody's different. For me, I do not, and this is just my business plan for myself, I do not buy used shoes. That's just me. I only have new in box and or new with tags. Other than that, I do not buy used shoes. A can of Lysol is all you really need for sweaty bowling shoes. Absolutely better than that. Okay. I just don't fool with them. I've heard of that before. Ozone machine is my favorite. I've heard of that machine before. But again, that's just me. I just stay away from used shoes. I just can't stand the smell of it when I go into a thrift store, and I have to get away from that department, that section.
Well, you do have to, I don't mind used shoes. That doesn't bother me because I love designer heels. I just got a pair of Gucci's from the Real that came in on Tuesday. I'm so excited because they're like Gucci flats and they're so cute. And I only paid $114, which sounds a lot, but it's not because it's Gucci.
Right.
But I love designer shoes. I love them. And it's more reasonable for me to purchase them secondhand. But I'm also very cautious about, you never know who was wearing the shoes before. So it's like anything else that you buy on thrift, whether it's a blouse or earrings, or whether it's something, a headset for your computer or whatever. You always want to disinfect.
Yeah.
That's the number one rule.
Yeah.
And once you've disinfected, it's, I consider it safe to wear.
And again,
But
everybody's different. It's just that if you are okay with doing that and you got the extra time to do all that type of work, then yeah, do it. I've seen some people where they sit there and show you how to clean a shoe all the way from Dawn detergent to warm water and all kind of techniques.
Yeah.
But for me, that's just too much extra work that I don't have time for.
Right.
So I just stay away from it. And if I'm at retail arbitrage, is mostly where I get my shoes from. And I usually sell them pretty fast, especially the boat ones. I buy them and then resell them, especially like the Nauticas. I find I sell those faster than any other brand, but I buy them new in box on clearance, and I do well with it. But for me, I just personally, it's just too much work. So again,
it's all about what you're comfortable with doing too. Like I don't mind just handling the shoe, just standing at the sink, or at the washing machine scrubbing on a pair of shoes or what. It does not bother me at all. I'm off in my own thoughts and doing my own thing.
I do my own shoes. So again, I know how much work goes into those of cleaning my shoes. I just don't want to have to take the time to have to do that, then have to list them and take pictures and all that stuff. To me, that's just too much time consuming for me.
I've got a very strict rule that if it takes me more than 5 minutes to get a shoe clean, then you can have it. I will donate it, because I'm like, no, unless it's a pair of really good designer shoes.
Yeah, and it's just like anything. Just like for me, one day I purchased at a citywide garage sale. I picked up it's Prado. After looking, and me, that's one thing I do. I love the research part of anything. Yeah. And when I did the research on this Prado, the first time I looked at how to authenticate it, I already knew it was fake. But again, I didn't pay a lot for it. But again, I was able to resell it as it being a knockoff. And it was somebody I know. So you got to be careful with that, because you cannot sell those type of things on these certain platforms and get away with it. So you got to be careful.
I had to do that to save my sanity, Tina. Exactly.
And that's why I just don't care to fool with them.
If I were
I do rewash clothing.
2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
If I were cleaning
a
pair of Michael Kors, no. This is literally like 5 minutes tops.
Correct.
So yeah, it just depends on, it just depends on what you're going to make from it.
I love your rule on projects, Ms. Glamaz.
Yeah, I had to.
Stuff this year down. And that's good. You want to learn different things and try to get in getting your knowledge on different things that you've never done before. It is a reward once you're done. Then you get to know exactly what you're looking for, what to stay away from. And that's just like these mystery boxes, especially when you're starting off and you've never done it before. So be careful when you're doing that. Just use your gut feeling. Now, I have one more question about that. Whenever you're doing these different websites, and I saw the one picture, do they have multiple pictures that you can see, or is it just that one main picture for that listing?
For Etsy, they have multiple pictures. For the rescue boxes on the other ones, it just shows you one picture. It's just like, look, this is, these are shoes. I think it's just, honestly, I think they do that. They're kind of dumbing it down a little bit, and they have to show a picture of something. So they're like, here's some shoes. You can have a shoe box, but it doesn't show any of the shoes that you're going to get. So, I mean,
well, for example, and I'm only saying this because Robert has been buying these mystery pounds of coins. Mm-hmm. And there is some pictures, but it's like these generic pictures.
Yeah.
And I use a particular website that I'm very pleased with, or when it comes to coins, which I use like for birthdays and anniversaries and Christmas and that kind of stuff, because I've purchased from him enough to know that those mystery boxes are good when it comes to coins. So once you get the hang of buying from somebody and you have that trust build up, then you keep on going back and supporting them. That is one best way to get a good customer return.
Yeah.
Hope will make magic erasers. Yes, they do work.
They're
And
good.
Joe, hello, good morning and welcome. And how are you doing? Yes. Yeah, those boxes are magnified.
No, they're not. No.
No.
You don't get a list of what's in the box. You don't even know what's in the box until it gets there. You know that it's going to be shoes. You know there's going to be 15 pairs or 5 pairs. You know that it's going to be jewelry. You know it's going to be 2 pounds or 4 pounds. You know it's going to be like mixed clothing or designer bags or whatever. But you really don't have any more information than that, honestly.
So next week we will have Tuesday of next week. Again, I'm trying to do this every Tuesday and Thursday, bringing someone new on the show with question and answers about particular ways of resourcing other than the way you source now. So next Tuesday, we will have Dawn and Mary from Two Hip Chicks. We'll be discussing, and if you have questions or you're thinking about, or you have these piles of 45 sitting in a back room that you don't know what to do with or how to deal with them, this Tuesday will be Dawn and Mary from Two Hip Chicks. We'll be discussing what to and how to process and how to grade those type of things. That'll be this Tuesday coming. And then next Thursday will be Ella with the mystery boxes of pallet buying. So definitely come back and check out those. And again, we'll still have our regular shows. Don't forget, tomorrow we will have our Would You Buy It or Would You Leave It? It's a game that we play every Friday. And if you would be interested in sending me some links of items that sold, or you don't know how to send the links, just send me a picture of the screenshot of the item that sold and I can find it. And then we'll have it up and just make sure in the email you do include how much you paid for it, where did you buy it, and how long it might have taken to sell. And we'll have that tomorrow, every Friday. If you ever want more storage auction talk, reach out to me. I will, Mark. We'll definitely keep doing that because there's always questions that come up and new people coming in the chat. So I'm trying to bring the wealth of knowledge to others that are coming in. It was a request, and so I figured to come back. And I used to have guests on a regular basis when I first started almost 5 years ago. So
I just figured out my average cost of goods for this box of shoes was $4.63
each.
That's
awesome.
Per pair. So relative to what I got, it was so worth. Well, I mean, you guys know it was so worth it. You saw, but it was so worth it.
Surprise.
Yeah.
So before we go ahead and end the show, again, remember that the link is at the top of the chat. You're more than welcome to reach out and come join us after the show is over. But before we go, Glamos, tell everybody about your channel, what you got going on, and what you have showing on your show coming soon.
You bet. So my channel is Glamos Closet. We explore the lighter side of reselling, and I have a live brunch every Sunday morning. And that is at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. Hawaii, 4 p.m. in Great Britain, and I'll stop there for now. But we talk about everything reselling. We talk about, what's going on in the reselling world. Sometimes we just hang out and chat just for funsies. And, if there's anything happening, it's kind of a water cooler moment. And we have salty treats. I do talk about a little bit about what's going on in the reselling world, the fashion world, the shipping world. If I come across an interesting something or other, to share. And then on the July the 18th, on my channel, we have memberships, and on July the 18th, I have my members auction, which I've been doing. I started 2 months ago, and I'm doing them. I was going to do them once a quarter, but I'm doing them like every other month now, I think. It's a Thursday night auction. You should really check us out. That's from 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Central, which is 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Eastern.
All right, and Jennifer is dropping the link, so if you want to set your reminders.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You can go to those links, even though they're from the links to the videos coming up soon. You can set your reminder so you can get your notification when she does go live, so you don't miss it out. Glamos is wealth of knowledge, and that's why every Tuesday and Thursday I'm trying to bring on new people with different topics and things that some people may not realize that you can do sourcing in other ways other than garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, and other ways.
Yeah,
that's just to name a few.
Try not to touch my face. I have shoe hands.
And then again, that also gives you an idea of other things that you can look out for when sourcing if you cannot get out, bad weather, or you want to still shop and you need some inventory. These are just some of the ways that you can do this, and then we're going to have different people coming up.
I had my appendix out last year, and I actually ordered some thread-up boxes because I simply could not get out to source. I was, recovering from surgery. They had me on painkillers, couldn't drive on that stuff, and it was hard to walk around and everything. So, so it's definitely an alternative to look at.
That's right. There's the link for the Sunday brunch.
Yeah, it's always a fun alternative for me.
That's right. So you just never know. There's just other ways to sourcing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we're able to do this and bring this to y'all. So if you have any ideas or you know somebody who does this type of different types of sourcing and you would like to see it by getting them on the show, let me know by sending me an email, message me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll be glad to reach out to them and invite them on to the show.
Oh, Veronica does. She does like there's like some sort of a it's like a social group that you can join when you move to some place, and it's like a free exchange stuff. And I would talk to her about that too, because you can just get free stuff.
Okay.
And you can get rid of some of your stuff and somebody else might need it.
Yeah, because I want to do these on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but if somebody has a schedule where they can't make it on a Tuesday and Thursday, I will be glad to do it on a different day of the week. But I try to keep Fridays only for the would you buy it or would you leave it? And I'm open to any other day of the week that we can move it on particular weeks. So with that being said, like I say before each and every show, have a blessed and safe 4th of July and weekend. And until we see each other again, please love always. Love is always free. Please be kind to one another till we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day and a safe 4th of July weekend. And until we meet again, later. Peace out. And y'all come back now, you hear?
Happy 4th.
That's right.